Extrinsic motivation. It is when you do an activity in return for an external incentive. Extrinsic motivated athletes are more concerned with the outcome of a competition or performance, according to Hatch et al. 2009. According to Sandra Wood, also 2018, extrinsic motivators are not sustainable without passion. So it refers to the behavior that is driven by external rewards, something given to someone to recognize their achievements like medals, trophies, and it can be tangible such as money or grades. Or it could also be intangible such as praise or fame. We all know that every athlete needs cheers to boost their confidence, right? This extrinsic motivation may result to less sense of personal control. It is a motivating force that comes from outside of the person and the activity. Basically, it is a do this and get that contract. External regulation. People are driven by external regulation as a result of an active influence from the outside. When an athlete engages in an activity in order to receive an outside given reward, her conduct is said to be externally controlled. This is according to Anderson 2017. And this type of behavior is controlled by external incentives or consequences such as praise, rewards, and punishments avoidance. For example, an athlete who has worked hard and wants to win sports competitions because he wants to obtain a reward or acknowledgement from his parents or to avoid his parents from getting mad. This type of extrinsic motivation performed in the presence of specific external contingencies like pressures from peers, strict school requirements, or controlling teachers. So, in the absence of these contingencies, individuals will not remain engaged in the activity, will eventually quit or abandon the activity, or will not able to persist when the task becomes more difficult. Interjected motivation is a type of internalized motivation similar to intrinsic motivation, but it stems from a sense of pressure to achieve in order to receive satisfaction from important people, such as parents. This is according to Anderson 2017. In this type of motivation, it involves taking in, but not truly accepting or self endorsing. It is also particular in what other people demands to think, feel, or behave in a particular manner. Interjected motivation inspires an individual to enacting behavior not because they want to, because they fear not to out of sense to obligation. For example, I'll train my sports skills every day because I want others to think I'm competent at this type of activity. This is what we call partial internalization that occurs, but it is kept at a distance instead of being really integrated into the self. The sign when partial internalization is occurred is when the person feels such high tension and pressure in carrying out the behavior. So the person carries another person's prescriptions inside their head to such an extent that the interjected voice generates the motivation to act. However, interjected regulation does not include the changing of internal structures because the behavior is regulated not by agencies, but rather it is internalized representations and those contingencies such as parents' voice and cultural expectations. Identified regulation entails awarding a conscious worth to a conduct so that um, it is accepted when it is personally significant. This is from Ryan and Desi 2000. Identified regulation also refers to being motivated by reasons that are personally relevant to an athlete. This represents internalized, autonomous, or self determined extrinsic motivation. Identified regulation is used to achieve an end that affects an individual's personal well being and desires.